Welcome back, tribe. Welcome back to Troyism, episode 18. We getting up there. 20, we're gonna have to do something special. We're gonna do something special for 20. But welcome back. We got a lot of show and we're gonna get right into it. Of course, it's Black History Month. That's one of the stories we'll be talking about later, but I just have to start the top of the show out with that. Welcome to Black History Month. You're going to be hearing about that in every show this month, to some degree, from some angle, so you can kind of get used to that. What else? You know what I was thinking when I was getting ready for the show, this show. I was thinking how there are some things in your life that literally come full circle and you don't understand that in that moment. Sometimes you don't even understand in the moment that you are either being prepped for something or something you're doing becomes beneficial. So I know last season I told you all that I did the morning anchor news show for my high school, James Madison High School, South Dallas, Texas. Um, but in addition to that, I went back a little bit further, and so just a part of my a little lore about my upbringing. I was raised by older adults, so everybody was at least in their late 40s to 50. I think my grandmother was 50 when I was born, so they were in their 50s, headed towards 60 when I was growing up. And then I was raised, while I do have a sibling, or siblings, I was raised as an only child, basically meaning I grew up, and I'll tell you the dynamics of that in another show as we get deeper into the show. But I was raised as an only child around a bunch of older adults, and so there was a lot of times where I wasn't privy to the conversations or I didn't understand the context of the conversations. I have the memory of an elephant, so I remember those conversations now, and now I know the context of those conversations, and yeah. But what I said all that to say, as a kid, I had to learn to entertain myself. So beyond getting used to the lights and the cameras, um, I am very accustomed to talking to myself, having full fleshed out conversations with myself, talking myself through processes, of course, research, rabbit holes. So it's so funny that, and I've been doing this, of course, as a kid because I was the only kid raised around a bunch of adults. So I had to, find ways to entertain myself. I mean, there were kids as I got older, then kids started to move into the neighborhood, but I would say from zero to about eight, maybe. Yeah, I had 8 solid years of kind of figuring this thing out solo dolo, or at least with no other kids around. Yeah, crazy enough because then my baby brother was born when I was 7 or 6. Either way, this is how the show gets away from me. So either way, I said all that to say that it's good when things can come around full circle like that, and you can recall on those moments and see how those moments, even though you didn't know, were a drop in the bucket to what you will be doing 3 or 4 decades later. So anyway, let's get into some House of Whites because they got a lot of white shit going on in that house. So oh my god. Okay, so the biggest news coming out of the House of Whites, of course, is the DOJ released the Epstein files. They released about 3 million files. We're talking videos, we're talking photos, we're talking emails, we're talking like long form documents, interview clips. I mean, anything associated with Epstein, they released it. And somehow I still think that we did not get the worst of it. I still think there's like what do they call it? A rabbit in the hole, an ace in the hole. I think an ace in the hole. It's not rabbit in the hole. That's crazy. An ace in the hole. But anyway, I think they still have a smoking gun. Whatever the saying is, they have something else. This isn't it. But of what they released a lot of shit, man. Um, and because this is the House of Whites and not the White House, they are very lazy and very sorry or very manipulative. Because they released a lot of these documents with the victims' faces showing. Some were redacted, some weren't. It was weird because in some photos you had Epstein, or videos Epstein's running around a center island playing with a child. The child is redacted, or there's like a little black square running around the center island. I didn't mean to laugh at that, but I mean everything is like a little black square moving in these videos, which is a little funny. Um, but Yeah, man, it's a lot of weird shit, man, in these files, the emails. I mean, what we thought about Elon is true. He's the quintessential pick me. I mean, he was begging to go to this island, and they were not letting him go. Like he has Elon Musk has not been to the island because they didn't respond to his emails. Had they respond, he probably would have been on the flight log more than Bill Clinton. Speaking of Bill Clinton, Bill and Hillary Clinton, who recently rejected the DOJ's what do you call it subpoena to speak before the House regarding the Epstein files, they have now agreed to do it, which is good because they're both attorneys, so they know how this goes. I mean, we saw Hillary's deposition back when she was Secretary of State, and so we know she can handle herself. I mean, she did that. What was that? 8 hours straight, I think. So Hillary's built for this. Bill, Bill is who we think he is, and I don't really want to go into that too much more. I'll just say this: whatever comes up on Bill, Bill will have to pay the price for that. We already know like he like to get head at work, so I mean, but this with kids is low, man. I mean, this stuff is one of those things where, and then there's a email in there where it says that Epstein says that he works for the Rothschilds, which blows my conspiracy enthusiast mind all like mind blown because it's like, oh, so wait, Bohemian Grove is real, Epstein Island is real. The Rothschilds running what appears to be a Mossad or type of thing. So basically, the Illuminati is to a degree, while more practical than people make it out to be. You throw in some rituals, and it's very real. That's what we're learning. We're learning that the Illuminati is very real to some degree, even if it's the practicality of there's a small cabal of global elites who control what we do, and in their spare time, they manipulate human beings, even down to adolescents. So, when you make it practical, it's like, yeah, that shit is totally plausible and pretty much happening as the files are continuing to come out. So we are far from done with this Epstein thing. So I'm actually gonna just move on, and I'm gonna dig into it a little bit more, and then I may just do a whole segment. I may pull Epstein out of the House of Whites and just kind of give you all, a debriefing of everything you need to know Epstein. Just trying to see how I'm doing on time. I'm not gonna track the time, so to speak. I'm gonna just do the show, but my goal is still to very much get it down. So also going on in the House of Whites, ICE. I mean, we know ICE has been terrorizing the country for well over a year now. But ICE is expanding. ICE is buying up facilities. There's a portion of the big beautiful bill that the Democrats are pushing back on because they don't want to approve more funding for ICE, but ICE is getting more funding. ICE is expanding by purchasing more or building more detention centers. It's I mean, people have said this, and so I'm just adding to that conversation of that there's something else coming or something they're planning where they need those facilities, and ICE has a role that is far greater than immigrations and customs enforcement. So yeah, there's more there, and we need to be very vigilant about getting to the bottom of that because there's more going on with ICE, and I believe that plan probably includes a lot of us. And so we need to figure out what the hell is going on with ICE as far as the expansion, because we've already seen them kill Americans in the street. So we need to figure out what the hell ICE is doing. Last in the House of Whites before we go to a break. Actually, two things. So let's talk about the midterms because we had a big victory in Texas. A Senate seat was overturned because we know Texas, they sit on the bubble of purple, but Texas is generally red. But we're getting a little closer to that purple bubble because one of the Senate seats that was deeply Republican has just been flipped and overturned in a special election this past weekend by a Democrat. So this is the focus. The focus is midterms. I know there's going to be a lot of distractions, be it Epstein, be it ICE, be it whatever Kennedy Center closings, lawsuits to the IRS for $10 billion. The president is suing the IRS for $10 billion. But I'm sure he'll be willing to settle for 1 or 2 billion, even though he's already made about 5 billion just in the first year of his term. Just a lot of corruption. It's gonna take us easily 2 decades to undo this shit. I mean, it took us four to realize that Reagan was full of shit. And there are some people who still hold Reagan in high regard. So this is worse than Reagan. For the record, this is worse than Reagan. Just in case anyone wanted to know, this is far worse. This makes us look at Nixon like maybe he could have kept his damn job. That's how bad this is. Nixon could have kept his job compared to what's going on right now. But let's continue with the House of Whites. Shout out to Texas on those midterms. But as a country, we need to keep our eyes on the midterms because global pick me, Tulsi Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard, who's the DNI Director of National Intelligence. So I don't know why the hell she's down in Georgia trying to get voter rolls. Well, I do know why. She's doing it at the behest of Trump, and they're doing that so that they can rig the midterm election or suppress voter turnout. So this year and this election cycle for midterms is going to be more important than 28 because it determines what happens in 28. So lock in. I'm going to start threading in. Maybe I'll make one of the segments just straight for voting and talking about voting because this is the time we need to get on it. We need to start talking about it. We need to start hearing more about what we need to be doing to gear up for the 2026 midterms. So let's see what else. And last in the House of Whites, where are we at with time? Okay, let's just knock this out. Last in the House of Whites, Trump earlier this week had his Trump accounts meeting, which on its head is not a horrible idea. The Trump accounts is basically between his presidency, the years of 2025 and 2028. Any baby born in the United States will have $1,000 deposited into a bank account for them that they can't touch until they're 18. So if the parents invest in that account, then they'll grow the interest. Or if they just never touch it again at 18, the child, or I guess young adult at that point, can get the funds out and they kind of can better set them up for life. I think that is something probably America should have done a long time ago. A long time ago. So on his head, it's not a bad thing, but because we know this is the same man who can no longer have a charity in New York because he stole money from kids with cancer, put an asterisk by, again, that's the Trump trickery. I'll do something good, but there's something nefarious under it where I will definitely be the one with the with the primary benefit. I will be the greatest benefactor of anything I do that looks like it's for someone else. That's the Trump way to go. So in addition to that, Trump rolled out the Trump accounts, and then he was later joined by $1 million pussy rapper Nicki Minaj, in which she got up there and said absolutely nothing. She didn't even talk about the damn Trump accounts. She got up there and literally in her baby bop voice and said, "Oh wow, it's so great to be." That kind of sound like Doja Cat. Wow, it's really good to be here, and I'm Trump's biggest fan, and I have been since day one. But then, of course, there's video circulating of her dumbass shitting on Trump and talking about his wife and how she's a pick-me. And so you know how that goes. But she went on stage. Since then, she's been partying it up with Trump advisors at weddings with Amber Rose, Sexy Red, Michael Blackson. So, the MAGA, and unfortunately, they're being used. And it's by no happenstance that they're being used during a midterm year to do this. But we acknowledge the clownery, and we're going to hold you accountable every step of the way. You look like an island bum, and that's what you're going to be, an island bum the entire time. But yeah, so she went up on stage and did a whole bunch of nothing. Either way, I don't even really feel like talking about this. Thoughts and prayers to the stupid hoe rapper. And so, yeah, that's it for House of Whites. Just a bunch of nonsense. and we just kind of keep you updated with the high points of the nonsense. So let's take a break and we'll move on. We actually have another House of White story. Well, an extension of House of Whites. It's still about the Trump administration, but I wanted to separate it to talk about it because I have a unique take on this one. So, in the words of Wendy, grab a snack and come on back. All right, and we are back. All right, let's get into our next story. And it, like I said, it's an extension of the House of Whites. So basically, last summer, the one big beautiful bill was signed into law, and so we'll start to see the effects of that start to roll out over the next few years of Trump's term. One change though that stuck out to me, and I have a sort of, I guess, a unique point of view on it. So I wanted to talk about it. Was the Department of Education made some changes under the Big Beautiful Bill, or One Beautiful, whatever, the BBB, whatever shit's called. So what they're doing is they're reprioritizing certain degree paths, and so those won't be funds won't be readily available for those, or they will reduce the funding available for those. And just to name a few, we have nursing, we have physician assistants, physical therapy, audiology, architecture, accounting, educators in general, teachers, and social workers, just to name a few. And so basically, going forward, I guess starting this FAFSA or this enrollment period going into fall 2026, I suppose, those degree paths won't be funded like the remaining, like engineering and biology and things like that. Um, I know when you hear this, when you initially hear it, you think this is a bad thing. I don't, give me a second. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. One, because I'll just use nursing as my first example, and then I'll kind of go through a few of them. But with nurses are generally paid hourly when it comes to patient care or like hospital care. Nurses are generally paid hourly. Um, and so I think that if nursing, and then first of all, you can go to isolated nursing schools, or you can go to community college or nursing programs where you can get your LPN or your LVN, and you can go into the nursing field. And then what they typically do is go to get their do their other 2 years so that they can become RNs or RN BSN, which is the BSN is the degree, and then the MSN is the master's in science and nursing. So I think this will work in the long haul for those who are passionate about nursing. First of all, we need more nurses. For sure, we need more nurses. RFK is over the CDC and the FDA. We need more nursing. Um, just to offset the shit he's doing. But we need more nurses. We need more, really, all of these physical therapists, audiologists, architects for sure, accountants, educators, social workers. We need more of all of these. And I think the path to doing this is to remove the capitalist structure that came with higher education, because as you know, college used to be really cheap, and then we highlighted college as a path forward, and we made college the interim between formal education and getting a good job, or what we used to know as a good job. Ain't no damn good jobs anymore. There's jobs that you can get to pay your bills, but as far as good jobs, I mean, the industry itself is pretty shaky. So the workforce is shaky. So I don't think a good job exists anymore. If you know of a good job, let me know. That's a good job, tried and true. Let me know. Because everybody's generally overworked and underpaid, and at the end of the day, none of us make as much as streamers or TikTokers. So there's your degree at work for you. But with these, I think if we remove the capitalist structure, then my thought process is that there will be people interested in these paths because they're more attainable, they're more affordable, and you don't have to encapsulate it in the college experience, and it becomes more of a trade. And I do think these are trade jobs. I also think these are kind of like plumbing to a degree. These are jobs where if you can do them and you can get certified rather than having to go to college and get a degree and ascertain or get obtain rather all that debt, I think that these fields will become not only popular, but there will be more of them. There will be an influx of people going into these areas, and then it becomes a trade. And the thing about a trade is, once you can do it, and once you're certified to do it, you'll never go hungry. You'll never go hungry because someone will always pay you to do it. It's like a trash man, it's like a plumber. And I think about that the same with nursing and teaching. It's kind of like up there with firefighting. Like it's those jobs that you do that, have a quick return, not only for yourself, but for society as a whole. So I know this sounds bad, and I know we associate all things associated with Trump as bad, but I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give it the stamp of approval. I'm just gonna say let's give it a pass. Let's put a pin in it rather, and let's see how this works out. Because I think this actually may be a good thing for those interested in any of these fields. It gets rid of a lot of the hurdles or perceived hurdles or red tape that you did before. Now I know nurses, and I got friends who are nurses. I got friends who are actually all of these. And so I would talk to them to see how they feel, or if my educator friends, or nursing friends, or PT friends, or whatever, social working friends. I really do have friends in all of these. Accounting for damn. I really do have friends in all these areas. Let me know what y'all think, but I'm thinking right now, and I'll even circle back if you all give me some feedback. But I think that this is going to be a good thing in the long haul. So we'll track this. We'll track this story like many others. But let's take a break so we can get to the rest of our stories. The rest of our stories are actually away from Washington D.C. So next we'll talk about an ode to we lost another one. We actually lost more than one. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Wait, grab a snack and come on back. I'm gonna remember to do that just for Wendy. That's my little ode to Wendy, kind of like my Carol Burnett or whatever. So grab a snack and come on back. All right, and we are back. Okay, so for the next two stories, because they both are kind of under the Hollywood umbrella, I'm gonna do them together. So it'll start a little heavy, but then we'll get a little celebratory. Got it? All right, let's do it. So first and foremost, if you haven't heard, actress Catherine O'Hara, most famously known for Beetlejuice, Home Alone, and Schitt's Creek, where she won an Emmy. She passed away at the age of 71. She leaves behind her husband and her two children. Uh, Man, I mean, I know all of this. I mean, the Beetlejuice scene, like me and my cousins on VHS, because I'm a digital millennial. I was born in the 1900s. But I remember me and my cousins, we used to, when I was at their house, we used to watch Beetlejuice, and the dinner scene, the daylight come and me one go home. Like we used to watch that scene and rewind it. Yeah, rewind. So what that means, kids, is you push a button and it would go backwards. Yeah, it was called rewind. So we would rewind it. Oh, and we used to rent VHSs, and then you would have to rewind them before you took them back, or you would get a fine at the video store. Yeah, 1900s, what a time. But anyway, yeah, so we would rewind the daylight come. I mean, it was just man. And then so we moved to Home Alone, of course. And Kevin, I mean, that's probably one of her most famous role or her most iconic role. Man, yeah. I mean, Home Alone. Who doesn't love Home Alone one and two? And then Schitt's Creek. I want to spend a little time on Schitt's Creek. So I watched. She won an Emmy for her role as Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. My friends know I love Schitt's Creek. I was getting before she passed away. I was getting clips of Moira Rose and Schitt's Creek. I mean, an iconic role, definitely an iconic role for the LGBTQ community, but anyone in general who's watched Schitt's Creek. I mean, the theatrics, the she was just so dramatic, and she spoke weird, but you knew she was intelligent because she had like Mariah Carey vocabulary. Like, man, Schitt's Creek was so about Schitt's Creek. I watched it during the pandemic. I think it came out during the pandemic. I'm not even sure of the timeline, but I watched it during the pandemic. And the pandemic was a pretty, low time, especially at the beginning when everything was shut down. And then in California, we were locked down a lot longer than the rest of the country. And so Schitt's Creek, it became my comfort show almost instantly, because it was funny, but it was family. It was about, I don't know, it kind of paralleled with what was going on in life at that time for all of us. It was like to have it all, to be outside, to have a good time, and then to lose it all and have to kind of go back to those roots. And I won't ruin Schitt's Creek for you, but basically a rich family lost it all, and they basically had to start from scratch and build themselves back up. But man, what a ride. So yeah, Catherine O'Hara passed. Rest in peace. Thank you for your art. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for being one of the black community's favorite white women. We lost. Oh man, we done lost two of our good whites. Man, we lost Diane Keaton, and now we done lost Catherine O'Hara. Damn it. Well, Jane Fonda's good. Jane Fonda was out there protesting last week about Don Lemon. Oh shit, I forgot to talk about Don Lemon getting arrested by Trump. Really, I don't have to say much about that because that was literally just a damn. We all know it was a distraction from the 3 million Epstein files that came out. So I don't even have to talk about that. Don has already been out. Didn't have to post bail. He was released on his own recognizance. So you know, we're gonna protect Don Lemon at all costs because he's doing the good work of the people. And so, shout out to you, Don Lemon. Glad you're back out. Keep giving them hell. We support you. We love you. We thank you. All that good shit. Nice try, Orange Wig and $1 million pussy rapper. Or no, was it stupid hoe rapper? Actually, both. But anyway, back to in memoriam. Damon Wilson, most notably known as You Big Dummy, Lamont from Sanford and Son. He passed away as well at the age of 79. Um, Another Sanford and Son clearly was before my time, but again, I was raised by older people, so I watched all of the Nick at Nights. I watched all the Block Party Summers on Nick at Nights. In the morning, I watched Sanford and Son because I think it would come on like early in the morning, like 2 or 3 episodes back to back with my uncle. He loved Sanford and Son, my uncle Dwight. And so, yeah, I'm very familiar with Sanford and Son. Of course, I'm familiar with Red Fox. But yeah, man, we're at that age though where I'm 41, so our greats are gonna start rolling in, man, and we just have to. So that's why the whole flowers concept is so important. We have to make sure that we show them love, we keep their art alive, we keep their names alive beyond them passing. We have to keep talking about Catherine O'Hara, and we have to keep watching that work and keep being inspired by the work they gave, and start to find those little performances or interviews we didn't know existed, and we have to elevate those because those are going to give us layers of that person that we didn't know existed. Same with Damon Wilson. We have to do the same thing, man. So thank you to those greats for all the art that they gave us. And so we are going to segue into some more greatness, which was the Grammys 2026. Man, so the Grammys aired February 1st, the first day of Black History Month, and it was an entertaining show, man. I mean, it had all the moments. It had the senior moments with Cher trying to give an award, a posthumous award to Luther Vandross when it really belonged to Kendrick and SZA. We had, of course, our ice call outs, our fuck ice and ice outs. I mean, what you expect at an award show. I know a lot of people get on entertainers for, being political or speaking about social issues, but they are generally, they are, and it doesn't matter if they are or they aren't. They're American citizens, and they have a right to speak their minds. Their public facing occupations and their tax brackets does not exclude them from speaking on and being affected by what's going on in our country on our streets. So shout out to those. Jelly Roll, I don't even know much about Jelly Roll beyond, what topically from the news or whatever, or from, the entertainment trades or whatever. He kind of skirted by speaking out on ice, and while I don't give him a pass, I think it was very cowardice. I don't think this is a time where you can really be on the fence or ride the fence. I would be ignorant to not understand why he did it. While he is very popular and very progressive appearing, his base is in Nashville, which is still very deeply red and deeply conservative. So I'm gonna say this was Jelly Roll trying not to fuck up the money. I do think that we're in a time where I'm not saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you do have to stand for something in these times, because once we get past these times, and we will get past these times, people will remember, kind of like with the $1 million pussy stupid hoe rapper, Nicki Minaj. And I'm saying $1 million pussy and stupid hoe because those are her songs. Not the song is actually called Tap Out, but she says like $1 million pussy is how she start her verse, and Trump's like to grab him by the. Either way, you get it, right? But yeah, Jelly Roll, I think he took the safe route. I won't even call it cowardice. I'll say safe. There was a little dust up about Shabuzi when he said in his speech, this country was built by immigrants. This country was built by Black American slaves. Don't you ever? I don't think he forgot it. I think in the moment we are hyper focused on what's happening to immigrants in this country. So I think he just kind of flowed into that. So I'm not gonna give it too much flack or whatever. Now, the African American, the Black diaspora, they are having wars. The what you call them, FBI, the foundational Black Americans and those from the islands and all that, they're doing their beef and battle, but they battle about everything. So we'll let it never gets too much. That's just kind of in house shit. So we just let them do that. But yeah, and as expected, Maga was mad, and they said they're having their little halftime. We don't really give a shit. Shout out to Duran Bernard. Oh man, shout out to Duran. So let me tell you something interesting about Duran, and this is gonna make me look like I'm pulling up in Sri Lanka, but I don't really care. I'm gonna say this. Uh, Duran, and first of all, congratulations to Duran. He won the Grammy for Best Progressive R&B Album. Long overdue, long overdue. I've been a fan. I always say in some other life, Duran would have been Prince, or Prince would have loved Duran, and that's just in my mind. He would have loved Duran. I think all of the old heads probably would have loved Duran. I think Whitney would have loved Duran. I could see Michael loving Duran. I could see Duran getting on Aretha's nerves, but she loved him. I could see him getting on Shaka Khan's nerves, but she loved him. Like I could see, and that's getting on his nerves because of who they are, not because of who he is. But I think that Duran, his music is special. But let me get back to embarrassing myself. So the reason why I have like a bit of a pulling up in the Sri Lanka moment with Duran's music, as well as Cleo Soul, they're artists that I literally put on and I listen to them on repeat. Like their albums, their music is always no skips, and you can kind of let it flow. That's the way they design their music, I believe. And so if you, those are two. I have more, but those are two artists where you can't really ask me the name of their songs because I don't know the name of the songs. But if the song come on, I can sing it. Like I can bust out singing some Duran. Let me help you read the room. Like I know Duran and I can sing the songs, but it's just because I listen to them in a flow. Like they're not on playlists mixed up. Like I listen to them from beginning to end. So I think that's a good thing, though. I think so. I'm putting myself on blast. So if you ever walk up to me and be like, "What's your Duran?" I'll sing it before I name it, and I'll give it a different name before. Like I'll get the name all wrong. But anyway, like the Cleo Soul, "Are You Gonna Ride for Me?" That song is called "Are You Gonna Ride for Me?" Now that song is not called "Are You Gonna Ride for Me," but I call it "Are You Gonna Ride for Me?" But anyway, um, who else won? There were a lot of winners. Billy, like I said, Kendrick. Oh, Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to K Dot. He passed Jay Z's record, which is what you're supposed to do. This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. That shows you that the art form is still alive and it's still progressing. So, K Dot surpassed Jay Z in Grammy wins. So now he's the number one, surpassing Kanye West and Jay Z to have 27 total wins. So shout out to K Dot. I won't even say he's the future of hip hop because he's not. He's been around for a while. He's been around for a long time actually. So he deserves this. But what I will say is he's the new standard. Not to diminish Jay Z because ironically, where Jay, oh shit, where I'm looking at the time, where Jay Z left off, K Dot kind of picked up, and I'm talking about album wise, like as far as like Everything Is Love into 444, and then you go into Kendrick's brand of music, which has always been Kendrick, but it just feels like a rite of passage. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations. Con- I'm not gonna talk about that Mariah Carey tribute because I have a whole theory about it. I may put a pin in it, or I may just do a live or a like a TikTok or something. I may do something like a what you call it, Instagram live or some shit. A reel. I'm so old. Mine all over the place. A reel. I may do a reel to talk about that Mariah Carey thing because I have theories about that. I'll just leave it at that for right now. Um, what else from the Grammys? I think that's pretty much it. The Grammys were a good time. Looked like everybody had a good time. Um, Everybody showed up. Everybody won. Justin Bieber performed in his underwear, which I thought was kind of iconic. You know, that's what you look for those moments at the Grammys, those breakout moments or whatever. Those moments that'll go down in history. Rather, I don't know if it was like up there, but it'll be that year that Justin Bieber performed in his draws. So shout out to you, JB. Um, all in all, it was a good show. Let's take a break. So sit back. Wait, I gotta get this. Is grab a snack and come on back. 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 Grab a snack. Okay. Grab a snack and come on back. All righty then. We are back. All right. So we're going to put a bow on show 18. And of course, the thing I'm talking about, so the whatever I wrap the show up with now, I will, of course, like I said earlier in the show, be wrapping it up for the rest of the month, which is Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, Black folks. This year is special though. This year is the 100-year celebration of Black History Month. So a little back history, if you haven't picked it up online yet. So Black History started and founded by Carter G. Woodson in 1926. It started as Negro History Week. 50 years later, in 1976, it was extended for the entire month of February and was renamed Black History Month. And so fast forward 50 more years in 2026. Oh, shout out to people born in 1976. You turned 50 this year. Uh, 2026, and we're celebrating 100 years of the recognition of the contributions of Black Americans to the fabric of America. And you know how befitting that our 100th year is the 250th year celebration of this country, which is also this year. It's actually not befitting. It's actually more telling of how delayed our recognition and acknowledgement in this country was. I didn't even drink that much water. It's crazy. When I drink a lot of water, then I do this. But either way, Black History Month. Um, Man, we are amazing people. We are amazing people. People don't get it. They don't understand it. They can't. Their minds can't. They can't wrap their minds around it. How you can come from where we came from, which was being kidnapped, raped, beaten, murdered into servitude for 242 years. 242 years of being treated less than human, having your children fed to alligators. It's true, it happened. Amongst other heinous crimes like putting sacks on the son and the mothers, putting sacks on their heads and making them mate so that you can breed strong offspring for the purpose of working in fields and it's important that we talk about this stuff though. It's important that we acknowledge the history and the things that we've gone through to survive and to be here for this day. We've seen the transformation of every form of protest, from boycotts to taking to the streets to protest peacefully, non-peacefully, from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to the Black Panther Party. If you go forward from W.E.B. Du Bois to Booker T. W.E.B. Du Bois being more of a Spike Lee, if you will, and Booker T being more of a Tyler Perry, if you will. Damn, that was pretty good. This is pretty accurate too. But I mean, from us having HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, I'm a product of that. And so our culture is so rich, and I am excited that I get to spend the rest of this month talking about it. And then in June, we also have Black Music Month, which I'll be going in on that as well. So this is just the beginning. But welcome to Black History Month. If you are not black, you can come in and enjoy this as well. They are burning books and pulling books out of school. So hopefully we talk about things and we enlighten. I'm gonna use Black history as my little rabbit hole. So I'm gonna go down facets of Black history in this country, and hopefully we all learn something, and hopefully we get some laughs, and hopefully we get some insight and all that good shit. But that's it for this show. I just want to say thank you all for riding with me thus far. There's definitely more to come. I'm definitely comfortable in this and feeling my flow of doing this. So just, thank you for riding along. Thank you for the journey. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, be kind, and keep your light on for me, okay? All right. Bye now. Okay, bye.